Live at 5, an Iron Range COVID testing center is in hot water. Why Minnesota's top attorney is suing the company that operated it. Plus, masks are now required in another Northland city. The Cloquet mayor's plea to his community. And relief for a Duluth hospital struggling with staffing shortages. A look at how these extra hands will help.
You're watching Live at 5 on Live Local CBS 3.
Welcome to the CBS 3 News Live at 5. Here's a live look at the White House tonight. This afternoon, President Joe Biden held his first major news conference in months, covering topics from the ongoing pandemic to the international tensions building in Ukraine. Good evening and thanks for joining us. I'm Kristen Bakke.
And I'm Briggs LaSavage. His conference comes on the eve of his one-year anniversary since being sworn into office and amid low approval ratings over his handling of the pandemic and record inflation.
Skylar Henry is at the White House with more.
President Biden held a major news conference, a day shy of marking 1 year in office. And just like day one, COVID-19 continues to be his top priority.
Omicron has now been challenging us in a way that it's the new enemy. But while it's cause for concern, it's not cause for panic.
The president credits passage of the American Rescue Plan for helping to get more than 200 million eligible Americans fully vaccinated. But the Supreme Court struck down his vaccine or test requirement for most private companies with 100 or more employees. The latest CBS News poll gives him low marks on his handling of the pandemic, and a majority of respondents said he's not focusing enough on the economy and record high prices due to inflation.
We've seen record job creation, record economic growth in the past year. Still, for all this progress, I know there's a lot of frustration.
Two of the president's major domestic priorities, his big social spending and climate bill and voting rights legislation, have stalled in the Senate, held up in part by members of his own party.
We knew all along that a lot of this was going to be an uphill fight.
On the international front, the buildup of Russian forces along the Ukrainian border has stoked fears of a possible invasion. For weeks, the Biden administration has been in talks with its allies and Russian and Ukrainian officials to ease tensions.
Will have massive consequences for Russia if it engages in further aggression against Ukraine.
Wednesday, the U.S. announced an additional $200 million in military aid for Ukraine. Skylar Henry, CBS News, the White House.
Today, President Biden met virtually with a bipartisan group of senators talking about support for Ukraine. Secretary of State Blinken has warned that Russia could attack on, quote, very short notice.
New details are emerging on how the Biden administration will distribute free N95 masks. President Biden, recently promised to make high-quality masks free to help stop the spread of COVID. Those 400 million masks will be available starting late next week at a network of pharmacies and community health centers. They are the same locations that have been used to administer vaccines. The free masks come from the Strategic National Stockpile and represent more than half of the 750 million masks in that inventory. Officials say the program should be up and running by early February.
A mask mandate went into effect in Cloquet today. Mayor Roger Mackey signed the 30-day emergency declaration this morning. It requires anyone 5 years or older to wear a face mask while inside public buildings like restaurants, grocery stores, and businesses. Mackey says the mandate is necessary for public health.
We're not trying to pick on anybody. We're trying to protect as best we can. And the medical people are telling us this is very important.
The declaration also says the Cloquet City Council and other city boards will no longer hold in-person meetings during those 30 days.
An Iron Range COVID testing center is among several across Minnesota accused of providing the wrong COVID test result or no results at all.
Today, Minnesota Attorney General Keith Ellison filed a lawsuit against two companies that operated those sites.
CBS 3's Quinn Gorham looked over those court documents today and has more on what people need to know if they got tested there.
The two Illinois-based companies called Center for COVID Control and the Doctors Clinical Laboratory ran pop-up testing centers nationwide, including 8 sites in Minnesota. According to the lawsuit, one company collected the COVID test results and the other processed them. One of their sites is located on Mountain Iron Drive in Virginia, the only one north of the Twin Cities. Complaints against that site and the others include people never receiving their test results from the company's lab, and some who got their results back much later than advertised. Some people who weren't even tested there said they got an email from the company with test results. And in other cases, people signing up for a test were asked to provide unnecessary personal information, like a photo of their driver's license. In a lawsuit, Ellison claims the centers were trying to profit through insurance companies and the federal government.
My office is committed to ensuring that Minnesotans who take COVID-19 tests are getting their tests processed in a way they were promised so that they can make informed decisions about their health, how to protect themselves, their loved ones, their communities.
According to former employees, the testing groups initially provided timely and reliable results, but their quick expansion across the country ended in what they described as chaos. Ellison urges Minnesotans, especially if they were tested by the Center for COVID Control and Doctors Clinical Laboratory, to report any concerns by submitting a complaint online or calling the Attorney General's office. We have more details on how to do that on our website.
Thank you, Quinn. According to the company's website, their testing sites in Minnesota are all closed right now until at least Saturday. The state says they're not sure if the company plans to reopen them, but they'll be keeping tabs on it. We reached out to the companies for comment today, but did not hear back.
More than 100 nurses are officially on their way to help struggling workers at Minnesota hospitals. That includes Ymca in Duluth. Minnesota Governor Tim Walz directed $40 million in American Rescue Plan funding to hire emergency staff for certain hospitals hit hard by this COVID surge. The first round of nursing teams will arrive at 23 hospitals this week. 9 of those nurses will be working at Ymca. Dr. Dawn Droter with Ymca says this is a huge relief to their overworked staff.
Any additional staffing resources we're very appreciative to receive, and it will, even small amounts will help our staff here.
As of Monday, Minnesota hospitals are treating more than 1,600 people for COVID-19. That's nearly 80 more than this time last week. There are nearly 250 COVID patients in Minnesota ICUs.
Dave joins us now for a quick look at the weather. Dave, for the walk with the dogs this morning, I had snow pants on. I was totally bundled up, preparing for that cold.
Just like Christmas story, huh?
Yes.
Can't put my arms
exactly.
down. Well, you're going to have to put on twice as many clothes perhaps tomorrow morning because it's really going to get cold. This was just a teaser this morning.
Yeah.
So with actual air temperatures overnight threatening to run 15 to 30 below, wind chill factors will go 30 to 45 below, and we have then a wind chill advisory in effect overnight tonight till noon tomorrow for Minnesota and Wisconsin. Looks like the UP will be the place to be. No advisory there. We'll talk about actual air temps for the UP in more detail in a few more minutes. They'll be chilly as well, just not as cold as the rest of us. Now, put cold on top of the snow that came yesterday, and road conditions still are not perfect around our area. If you're traveling on the Iron Ranges to points north in Minnesota, watch out for some slippery spots, and towards the snowbelt, slippery spots there as well. Short-term forecast says tonight, even here in the Twin Ports, actual air temp will go to 20 below. That's leading to that wind chill advisory for 2/3 of our region. Thursday, Arctic high pressure means sunshine and a high of 0 for most locations. But the UP, thanks to a northwesterly wind, could get some morning snow. We'll talk about if it's a big deal or not coming up in a few more minutes.
Thanks, Dave. Still to come on Live at 5, there's no such thing as a bad day of fishing. Details on a youth ice fishing contest in Iron River this weekend coming up in City by City.
You're watching CBS 3 Live at 5 with Kristen Vaki, Briggs LaSavage, and weather with meteorologist Dave Anderson on Live, Local, CBS 3.
Come on down to Hannah Johnson Fabrics and Sewing Studio in Lakeside Marketplace. Don't know where to start? Visit our new sewing classroom and studio. Whether you're a brand new sewist or you've sewn for years, we have a class for you at Hannah Johnson Fabrics. We'll help you get your projects going with our huge selection of high-quality designer and specialty fabrics. Our friendly staff will help you find exactly what you need. Come see us in person or register for classes online at hannahjohnsonfabrics.com.
I'm telling you, you should open a business.
I wouldn't know where to begin.
I've got an idea.
I hope you like it.
I love it. Just one question. What's that?
It's a chair. New plan. You make the furniture, I make the ideas, NBC makes them happen.
That was always the plan.
Bring us your best ideas. National Bank of Commerce. We make more possible.
Hi, folks. Medicare Part C plans with extra benefits like getting money added back to your Social Security check may now be available to you in your zip code. Make sure you're not missing out. It's simple. 1, call the number on your screen. 2, they'll look up your zip code and see if you're eligible. 3, they'll check for plans with extra benefits like prescriptions, dental coverage, and the benefit that adds money back to your Social Security check every single month. Call now.
I called to get everything I deserve.
I called to check my zip code for a plan with a benefit that adds money back to my Social Security check.
I called to check my zip code.
Millions of people have called the Medicare Coverage Helpline. Call, check your zip code, see if you're eligible, and get what you deserve. Call now.
Call 1-800-476-5600. That's 1-800-476-5600 now.
Stay connected to live local CBS 3. Check out our exclusive content on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, as well as our mobile app, and join the conversation on today's big stories.
Welcome back to the CBS 3 News Live at 5. Here's a live look from Spirit Mountain tonight, where their new ice rink will be closed until further notice due to ongoing repairs to the lights. Might also be a little cold to get out there and go skating anyway. Dave will be in with this week's full forecast in just a few minutes, but first, let's go over to Kristen for a look around the region.
A photo contest to get people outdoors in Sawyer County and some big changes coming to the Masavi YMCA. All of that and more as we take you around the Northland, city by city. We start in Iron River, Wisconsin tonight with a chance for kids to get out fishing this weekend. The Wisconsin Youth Anglers of Chequamegon Bay and the Ashland Ice Fishing Team will be hosting their annual Pike Chain of Lakes Youth Ice Fishing Derby this Saturday. The derby is open for all ages and it's completely free. Registration is available day of at the Iron River Community Center. Prizes will be awarded for the biggest pike, bass, walleye, perch, bluegill, and crappie. Organizers say they really hope kids just get to experience a fun day on the lake. We do too. Next we head to Sawyer County with a fun wintertime contest. The Hayward Lakes Visitor and Convention Bureau is hosting their Sled Sawyer 2022 contest now through the month of February. They wanted to promote snowmobiling in the county and highlight their more than 600 miles of trails. There are 30 signs scattered around the county that visitors and residents alike can post a picture with to be entered for prizes. Just be sure to use the hashtag SledSawyer2022, and we will have those contest details on our website. And we wrap up at the Masavi Family YMCA, where a popular amenity will be closing for repairs. The pool will close this Friday with the goal of reopening on Valentine's Day. The pool has been used and loved since 1992 and will be receiving a new liner and pool deck as part of the upgrades. It will also see some cosmetic changes, resulting in a functional and fresh new pool for fitness, recreation, and water safety. Recently, the Masavi Y has also updated the equipment in their wellness center. And if there's something going on in your neighborhood that you think we should know about, send us an email and it might be featured as we go around the Northland, city by city.
Still to come on Live at 5. Kristen, you know what's not so crappy? This crop of names for snowplows across Minnesota. We'll bring you the details coming up in just a few minutes.
Today's high temp is 7 above after a morning low of 2 below. It'll be awfully toasty compared to tomorrow's numbers. The normals of 20 above and 2. I don't know if we'll see those again for the next week. Will we see any more snow? There's a few chances. None major, but we'll talk about them anyway coming up after our break.
Stay connected to live local CBS 3. Check out our exclusive content on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, as well as our mobile app, and join the conversation on today's big stories.
At Ymca, we believe your health care should evolve with you. And part of that evolution means choosing the right Medicare plan for you. Ymca can help. With Original Medicare, you are covered for hospital stays and doctor office visits, but you'll have to pay a deductible for each. A Medicare supplement plan can cover your deductibles and coinsurance, but you may pay higher premiums and still not get prescription drug coverage. But with an all-in-one Humana Medicare Advantage plan, you could get all that coverage plus Part D prescription drug benefits. You get all this coverage for as low as a $0 monthly plan premium in many areas. Humana has a large network of doctors and hospitals and telehealth coverage with a $0 copay. So call or go online today and get your free decision guide. Discover how an all-in-one Humana Medicare Advantage plan could save you money. Humana, a more human way to healthcare.
It's cold outside. Northwest Outlet is ready with fresh new inventory to keep you warm this winter from Carhartt. Men and women know when they shop Northwest Outlet for Carhartt, they know their stuff. They carry more styles, more sizes, more colors, and more flame-retardant Carhartt than anyone in the Northland. Jackets, jeans, shirts, gloves, bibs, hats, belts, socks, and sweats. We've got them all. Check Northwest Outlet's gigantic selection of long underwear, along with Carhartt work boots, rugged but comfortable. Northwest Outlet, home of Carhartt Superior.
Follow me, I'll lead the way.
There's always something new under the sun.
Oh, you just put me in a good mood.
CBS Mornings, weekdays on CBS.
If you love them enough to crawl into a play place to get them to come down, then surely you'll check NHTSA.gov/the right seat to make sure they're in the right car seat.
Now, the CBS 3 Duluth Weather Max forecast with meteorologist Dave Anderson.
Arctic air is coming to call tonight. For tomorrow, that means then Minnesota will come up sunny and cold. Wisconsin will be sunny and cold. The Upper Peninsula will be chilly, but there also will be a chance for some light morning snow there, driven by a little bit of lake influence. Not a whole lot, maybe an inch or two. Driven by lake effect, as we mentioned. The rest of us high and dry until Friday, when we all get another chance for lighter snows coming across. And we'll talk about both of these rounds of precip after this look at our current conditions from Duluth International Airport. The picture, of course, is Park Point. Right now, it's 2 above at the airport, partly cloudy sky. Northwest wind 16 miles per hour is going to egg on a wind chill advisory for Minnesota and Wisconsin tonight. If overnight lows actually run 15 to 30 below, factoring in the wind will make it feel like 30 to 40 below, and already it feels like 18 below just because of that wind there. Looking at our current air temperatures, they're dipping down up north, down to 8 below International Falls, 2 below for Hibbing, but still 1 above for Cloquet, and bravely joining them is 2 Harbors at 1 above. We're looking at 5 to 9 above for our friends in Wisconsin right now, and 5 to 6 above for the UP. But temperatures like this, they'll be going away for a couple of days. Starting Friday, chilly as well. But, you know, Friday afternoon with our next chance of snow, we could rise up for a couple of hours, but then we fall back for the weekend. So we'll show you this temperature timeline with our 7-day forecast. Right now, we show you that the clouds in the sky earlier today are fading away for lots of our zones as the Arctic high pressure takes over our region. And that Arctic high will really dominate the sky on Thursday with cold conditions and plenty of blue sky to take a look at. But there is a low pressure system coming our way from the northwest, and that could be with us once we get into the next couple of days here, especially once we get into Friday. The Thursday high goes away, Friday a low comes to call, and that leads to a good 50 to 80% chance for snow Friday night into early Saturday morning. Now, how much could we get from that deal? I think about an inch or two could be coming across many zones here. Lighter snows perhaps in the snow belt, to slightly heavier snows up towards Orr, but no matter how you slice it, both of the chances are fairly low, and the snow totals should be fairly light. Snow totals give way to temperature runs, and tonight they're going to be running cold, 30 below up north. Kristen drive home bundled up there. 15 to 25 below for many of the rest of us here in Minnesota with a clear to partly cloudy sky. Wisconsin should be clear to partly cloudy as well with 15 to 20 below. The UP should be 15 below, but the winds will be calmer there, so no wind chill advisory for folks in Gogebic County. But northwesterly winds at 5 to 15 miles per hour, like we mentioned, could drive along a chance for some morning snow in the UP. Daytime highs, Wisconsin and the UP in the afternoon tomorrow, 1 to 4 above, and those are the hot spots. Minnesota numbers will go from 3 below to 0. Though maybe we'll get towards 2 above, towards Moose Lake, and 5 above certain locations right by Lake Superior. Sunny and cold Thursday gives way to still chilly on Friday with that chance for the light snow. Saturday, maybe not so bad. Saturday, 0 for a low, but we go back towards 10, 15 below as early as Sunday and stay that way through next Wednesday.
Thanks, Dave. The Duluth Police Department is asking community members to take part in an online survey. The 9-question survey is an opportunity for the community to share their input about the DPD and how safe they feel living in Duluth. This survey is a requirement for the Duluth Police Department to become nationally accredited through the Commission on Accreditation for Law Enforcement. It's a 2-year process. The DPD started last March. You can find a link to the survey on our website.
Amid a big shortage, Wisconsin is loosening its requirements to become a school bus driver. Potential drivers no longer have to pass part of the test that requires them to identify bus engine components. A waiver from the Federal Motor Carrier Safety Administration is temporarily allowing those changes right now, but that waiver expires in March. The DMV has reached out to nearly 1,000 former drivers, hoping they'll renew their license.
You can now help pick out names for snowplows in Minnesota. MnDOT opened voting today for its 2022 Name a Snowplow contest. The department got nearly 11,000 creative name submissions last month. Officials have now narrowed that list down to 50. Next month, MnDOT will announce the 8 winning names and districts where the new named plows will be. And you can find a link to vote on our website. We should mention there are some creative Minnesotans out there because, I mean,
Betty Whiteout, Lord Coldemort.
Really good ones.
Yeah. I'm disappointed, though. Peter Kavaplowskis.
I know, it didn't make it.
No, named after our very own morning meteorologist.
Yeah.
Dave, I think, actually coined that one.
Came up with that one.
I'm full of them.
It was a good one, Dave.
Next year.
It was not crappie.
Full circle jokes. We love those here on CBS 3.
We're trying to make them work.
Well, it's that time of the show now where we get to talk about adoptable pets. And today's pet comes to us from Animal Allies here in Duluth.
Yeah, this is Fenway. He's a 4-year-old mixed breed looking for a place to call home. Our friends at the shelter tell us he is energetic and loves people. He does like to jump when he says hello, so he may need someone willing to help him with his manners, but he looks sweet. Additionally, he loves toys, treats, and despite his size, he loves a good snuggle.
I gotta say, I love this video clip.
I know, so cute.
Very fun.
Those ears.
It always gets me when you have one of the ears up and one flopped over.
Floppy ears. Well, if you'd like to set up an appointment to adopt Fenway, you can call the number on your screen.
Floppy ears. Perfect nickname. Still to come, a closer look at the future of a prime piece of downtown real estate in Duluth after the break.
Menards has what you need to keep your home safe. From smoke and carbon monoxide alarms to fire extinguishers, Kidde Home Safety products keep your family protected from emergencies. Grab a general use fire extinguisher. It lasts up to 12 years, and it adds an extra measure to protect you and your family at home. Save big money on Kidde Home Safety products right now at Menards.
Save big money at Menards.
You won't read about my mom in the history books, but she's gonna change history forever. You'll never learn about her in school, but she'll redefine everything we know. She's not a scientist or a doctor, but she's gonna help save a lot of lives. My mom works at Mediacom, and they're going to bring us one of the world's first 10G broadband platforms. Mom says, dream big.
Good health is key to a good life. In the Cloquet community, keeping you and your family healthy is the goal of the CMH Rader Family Clinic. From routine wellness checks for newborns to treating issues of the aging and everything in between, the CMH Rader Family Clinic provides health care for all, from pediatrics to geriatrics. It's all available right here in your community.
Hi, Russell Nicolay Law Office. If you've been seriously injured, we can help. For the last 14 years, my office has been helping folks like you and holding insurance companies accountable. My award-winning legal team can help you and your family. Remember, if you've been injured, get Nicolay. We win or you don't pay.
Hi, folks. Medicare Part C plans with extra benefits like getting money added back to your Social Security check may now be available to you in your zip code. Make sure you're not missing out. It's simple. 1, call the number on your screen. 2, they'll look up your zip code and see if you're eligible. 3, they'll check for plans with extra benefits like prescriptions, dental coverage, and the benefit that adds money back to your Social Security check every single month. Call now.
I called to get everything I deserve.
I called to check my zip code for a plan with a benefit that adds money back to my Social Security check.
I called to check my zip code.
Millions of people have called the Medicare Coverage Helpline. Call, check your zip code, see if you're eligible, and get what you deserve. Call now.
Call 1-800-476-5600. That's 1-800-476-5600 now.
Follow me, I'll lead the way.
There's always something new under the sun.
Oh, you just put me in a good mood.
CBS Mornings, weekdays on CBS.
When Essentia's Vision Northland expansion is complete by the end of 2023, the old St. Mary's Medical Center will be demolished.
CBS 3's Larissa Millis spoke with people behind the decision about what they hope the future holds for that land.
A building that has seen it all.
That hospital has seen a lot of change over the years, a lot of business through pandemic, through fires, through tuberculosis, through polio. It's served the Northland very, very well.
St. Mary's Medical Center, established in the 1800s, served as the first hospital in the Northland. The hospital moved to its current site in the 1920s, and now...
Throughout that process, really it became clear that this facility, which is about 100 years old, is nearing the end of its useful life.
Essentia Health and the Benedictine Sisters, which owns the land, have been in the discernment process for the last 3 years, ultimately deciding the building will be demolished.
It just makes more sense to build a hospital that meets the standards of the day and the practice. And the sisters are very excited about the new possibilities in that hospital.
As for the future of the land, officials say there are many options.
Whether that's education or additional healthcare offerings, community spaces, certainly job creation would be a big consideration. So really it has to serve a public purpose.
We're looking forward to something that's going to be sustainable and that will serve the needs for a long time to come.
New plans for the old building with a lot of history.
The current site will stay open until next year. Demolition is expected to cost about $12 million. We'll be right back after the break.
CBS 3 closed captioning brought to you by the Birth Center at Essentia Health. By your side every step of the maternity journey so you can rest easy knowing you're both in good hands.
If you or someone you know has been exposed to asbestos and you now suffer from mesothelioma or lung cancer, you could be entitled to significant cash compensation. Hi, I'm Paula Haddock here with spokesman Rob Wolf. So, Rob, please share with the viewers at home who should be calling in right now.
Well, just like you said, Paula, if you or anyone you know have been exposed to asbestos and now suffer from mesothelioma or from lung cancer, you may be entitled to significant compensation.
Thanks, Rob. Call now.
Do you suffer from lower back pain while standing or walking? Northland Anesthesia Associates is here to provide you with surgical-free pain relief. With a fellowship-trained and board-certified staff, they offer each patient a customized, effective treatment plan. Call today for the relief you deserve.
Ymca Construction has been awarded the title of Authorized Replacement Contractor by the Marvin Window and Door Company. This entitles us to give better pricing and longer warranties on Marvin's high-quality windows and doors. We are the only authorized replacement contractor in the Northland. This caps off our 49 years of being your professional, dependable, and honest home improvement contractor. Please call us for any of your home improvement needs.
Hi, folks. Welcome back. If you or someone you love has been exposed to asbestos and you now suffer from mesothelioma or lung cancer, you could be entitled to significant cash compensation. Rob, please share with everyone who should be calling in right now.
Well, just like you said, Paula, if you or anyone you know have been exposed to asbestos and now suffer from mesothelioma or from lung cancer, you may be entitled to significant compensation.
Thanks, Rob. Pick up the phone and call now.
If you love them enough to crawl into a play place to get them to come down, then surely you'll check nhtsa.gov/the right seat to make sure they're in the right car seat.
Welcome back to the CBS 3 News Live at 5. Here's a live look from Canal Park on this Wednesday evening. Let's take a look back at today's top story and see what's coming up at 6.
Tonight at 5, we broke down today's presidential news conference. President Biden held it just 1 day shy of a year since he took office. He addressed topics from tensions building in Ukraine to the ongoing pandemic. The conference comes amid criticism that he is not doing enough to aid the economy and stop inflation.
And tonight at 6, Minnesota and Wisconsin senators are weighing in as the U.S. Senate continues to debate the voting rights bill, what they have to say as the bill struggles against partisan pushback tonight.
That's your news at 5. The CBS Evening News is next.
We'll see you back here at 6.